Welcome to Global Greats. Today, we examine Osama bin Laden, a man whose actions reshaped the world. Once an obscure figure, bin Laden became the face of global terror, orchestrating attacks that changed international relations and security forever. We'll trace his journey from privileged Saudi upbringing to militant leader, the rise of Al-Qaeda, and the devastating impact of 9/11. Bin Laden's strategy was not just violence but provoking the US into costly wars, hoping to ignite a global Islamic movement. His legacy is a world of heightened security, ongoing conflict, and a new era of extremism. By understanding his life and tactics, we gain insight into the roots of modern terrorism and the challenges nations face today. Osama bin Laden was born in 1957 into one of Saudi Arabia's wealthiest and most influential families. His father, Mohammed bin Laden, was a construction magnate whose company helped build much of modern Saudi Arabia, earning close ties to the royal family. Growing up in Jeddah, Osama enjoyed a life of privilege, surrounded by luxury and opportunity, but also strict religious values. After his father's death, Osama inherited millions, securing his financial independence. He attended King Abdulaziz University, where he studied engineering. It was here, amid the intellectual and political ferment of the 1970s, that his radical views began to take shape, influenced by Islamist thinkers, and the growing sense of unrest in the Muslim world. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979 proved to be a turning point. Bin Laden was deeply moved by the plight of Afghan Muslims and joined the Mujahideen, channeling his wealth and organizational skills to support their fight. He saw the conflict as a holy war, a cause that transcended national borders. In Afghanistan, he built infrastructure for the resistance, roads, camps, and supply lines, earning respect and admiration among Arab fighters. His leadership and generosity made him a central figure in the jihadist movement. The eventual victory over the Soviets convinced bin Laden that a small, dedicated group of jihadists could defeat even the world's greatest superpowers. This belief would shape his ambitions for years to come. In the late 1980s, he co-founded Al-Qaeda, which began as a support network for foreign fighters, but soon evolved into a global, terrorist organization with a far-reaching agenda. After returning to Saudi Arabia, bin Laden was outraged by the arrival of US troops on Saudi soil during the Gulf War. He saw this as a violation of the Holy Land and openly criticized the Saudi regime, which led to his exile. This sense of betrayal by the Saudi government became his central grievance, fueling his hatred of the United States and its allies. Bin Laden now saw himself as the leader of a global jihad against the West. Forced into exile, he relocated first to Sudan, then back to Afghanistan. In these remote strongholds, bin Laden would lay the groundwork for a global campaign of terror that would soon shock the world. In Afghanistan, under Taliban protection, bin Laden transformed Al-Qaeda into a global terror network. Early attacks included the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and bombings of US military sites in Saudi Arabia. The 1998 fatwa declared war on Americans everywhere, justifying attacks on civilians. That same year, Al-Qaeda bombed US embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, killing over 200 and injuring thousands. These attacks showcased Al-Qaeda's reach and brutality. The US responded with missile strikes, but bin Laden survived, his legend growing. Al-Qaeda's campaign escalated, targeting American interests worldwide. Bin Laden's message, no place was safe from his war. The world was on notice, but few anticipated the scale of what was coming. The stage was set for 9/11. On September 11, 2001, Al-Qaeda executed its deadliest attack. 19 hijackers seized 4 planes, crashing 2 into New York's World Trade Center towers and 1 into the Pentagon. The 4th plane, United 93, crashed in Pennsylvania after passengers fought back, preventing further destruction. Nearly 3,000 people from 43 countries died, including hundreds of first responders. The Twin Towers collapsed and the world watched in shock. The attacks were unprecedented in scale and impact, instantly redrawing global politics. America's sense of security was shattered. The world entered a new era of fear and vigilance. Bin Laden's goal, to provoke a massive US response, had succeeded. The consequences would be felt for decades. In the immediate aftermath of 9/11, the United States launched the War on Terror, a sweeping global campaign that began with the invasion of Afghanistan. The primary goal was to dismantle Al-Qaeda, the terrorist group responsible for the attacks, and to topple the Taliban regime that had provided them safe haven. This marked the start of a new era in international relations and military engagement. The initial campaign quickly ousted the Taliban from power, but the conflict soon became a protracted struggle, evolving into America's longest war. Years of fighting, nation-building, and shifting strategies followed, with thousands of lives lost and billions spent. The War on Terror also served as justification for the 2003 invasion of Iraq, a controversial move based on flawed intelligence about weapons of mass destruction. This decision would have far-reaching consequences for the region and the world. Security measures worldwide were transformed almost overnight. New government agencies were created, sweeping surveillance laws were enacted, and stricter airport protocols became the new norm for travelers everywhere. The 9/11 Commission exposed major intelligence failures, missed warnings, poor coordination, and gaps in communication between agencies. These revelations led to significant reforms in how intelligence was gathered and shared. Around the globe, nations increased intelligence sharing and ramped up counter-terrorism efforts, forging new alliances and agreements to prevent future attacks. The world's approach to security and privacy changed dramatically, as governments balanced the need for safety with concerns about individual freedoms and rights. In the United States, the Patriot Act expanded government powers to monitor and detain suspects, sparking intense debates over civil liberties, privacy, and the limits of government authority. The ripple effects of 9/11 shaped both foreign and domestic policy for years to come, influencing everything from immigration laws to military alliances and public attitudes toward security. Osama bin Laden's strategy had forced the world to adapt, as nations grappled with the new reality of global terrorism and the challenges it posed. The fight against terrorism became a defining feature of the 21st century, shaping international relations, domestic policies, and the daily lives of millions across the globe. After 9/11, bin Laden vanished, becoming the world's most wanted fugitive. U.S. forces nearly captured him at Tora Bora in 2001, but he escaped into Pakistan. For a decade, he evaded capture, communicating through couriers and releasing propaganda. The hunt was relentless. Thousands of leads, billions spent, but bin Laden remained elusive. The breakthrough came by tracking a trusted courier to a fortified compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. In May 2011, Navy SEALs raided the compound, killing bin Laden in a brief firefight. His body was buried at sea to prevent his grave from becoming a shrine. The operation brought closure to many and marked a symbolic victory for the U.S. Bin Laden's death was a turning point, but not the end of the threat. The world had changed, but the fight continued. Bin Laden's death fractured Al-Qaeda, sending shockwaves through the global jihadist movement. For many, it marked the end of an era, a moment of justice and closure after years of fear and uncertainty. But the movement he inspired endured, as his ideology had already taken root in countless groups and individuals across continents. His successor, Ayman al-Zawahiri, lacked his charisma and struggled to unite the fractured organization. Zawahiri's leadership was marked by internal disputes and a loss of central control. As a result, Al-Qaeda splintered into regional affiliates, each pursuing its own goals and strategies. Groups like Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, known for their deadly plots and attacks, and Al-Shabaab in Somalia, focused on local conflicts and regional power struggles, while ISIS emerged as a new, even more brutal force, capturing the world's attention with its extreme violence and propaganda. ISIS seized vast territory in Iraq and Syria, establishing a so-called caliphate and drawing thousands of foreign fighters to its cause. Declaring a caliphate, ISIS eclipsed Al-Qaeda's influence and changed the landscape of global terrorism. The legacy of 9/11 also lives on in the ongoing health crisis among first responders and survivors exposed to toxic dust and hazardous debris during the rescue and recovery efforts. Thousands have died from related illnesses, with many more still suffering from chronic conditions. The toll now exceeds the number killed on 9/11 itself, a sobering reminder of the attack's lasting impact. Bin Laden's actions provoked wars, sweeping new laws, and a transformation of global security policies. The world entered a state of perpetual vigilance, with heightened security, surveillance, and a constant awareness of new threats. The National September 11th Memorial stands as a tribute to the victims, honoring their memory and sacrifice. It is also a reminder of the world bin Laden helped create, a world forever changed by his actions. As terrorism evolves into decentralized networks and lone actors, the threat has become more unpredictable and diffuse. The challenge for global security remains as urgent as ever, demanding constant adaptation and international cooperation. The story of Osama bin Laden is a warning and a lesson for the future, reminding us of the consequences of extremism and the importance of vigilance. How we respond to new threats, adapt our strategies, and work together will define the next chapter in this ongoing struggle for peace and security.